Hi and welcome back, guys. Alright, so today we're doing a review on the Spiderwick Chronicle episode 7. Yeah, we're episode 7. Alright, so I'm excited because I don't want it to end, but at the same time, we know it has to end. But we have one more episode to conclude the Spiderwick Chronicles season 1. Alright, so let's get into the review now. Alright, so yeah, remember Jared has been hospitalized based on what Helen saw when she came to the house with Dr. Brauer, okay? So now Dr. Brauer is on the hunt for the dragon pages because the dragons are dying. So he knows that Jared has hidden the page. So what he's trying to do now is to get the pages so he can save the dragon to complete what he's trying to do. I remember half of the town already in a coma based on the poison the dragon is spewing out from in the garden. Alright, so he's trying to find out how to save the dragons and get what he wants at the end of the day. So every day he's talking to Jared, trying to get information. And remember, Emiko is in the hospital. So what Dr. Brauer did is to try and play with his mind. So what he did was he put Emiko right at the end of the corridor. So whenever he's passing, he has to see Emiko before he comes to the doctor's room. So every day he comes, he's always seeing Emiko in a coma. She hasn't moved, or more like she hasn't woken up. But each time he passes, she has changed position, but still in a coma, right? So one very day he got really, really emotional. He hit the guard, took the keys, and headed for the door. On getting to the door, he meets his mom, thinking, okay, wow, my mom is there, my mom is going to save me. And what does Helen do? Helen sends him back into the hospital and he's in shock, like, Mom, me? Because he wouldn't have thought that his mom would do that to him. But based on what Dr. Burr already told her, she had to stay strong and send him back in. So he does the same thing the next day, like, okay, what's going on? Tell me what you're doing. Then he tells him a story about himself, how he became the ogre and all of that. So, they're similar. And he's like, no, we're not. But anyways, he continues to explain to him, reason how he came to be the ogre that was done by mankind. That every millennia is the same thing. Humans killing humans, the blood, everything comes to him and all of that. So he tries to explain his own side. But anyways, he keeps talking, asking for the pages. It doesn't work. So one fateful day, he's going to meet Dr. Bra. He doesn't see Emiko there anymore. So in his own mind is, oh, what happened to her? They said nothing. So he goes back to his room. He's just drawing and thinking. Next thing he sees a bug, shining light and coming towards his window. He's wondering what's that. So he leans forward to get a closer look, and he sees the sprite that he killed transformed from a bug to a sprite and shining light on one part of the floor. And he removes the carpet and he sees something on the floor, and he gets a paper to shade on it to get the information on what he was saying. And that was what Aunt Lucinda put there while she was there way ages ago. Alright, so as he's doing that, next thing he hears the sound, and he looks more like he hears the sound, so like someone calling his name. So he bends down to look, and who does he see? He sees Emiko, and goes like, what's going on? I didn't see you. I thought you had died. He said, no, they put her here and they're asking her questions about the page. And I'm like, okay, why would they be asking you? Because you had fainted before they found the page. So that don't make sense. But anyways, the movie, if it made sense then, that means this show would have ended, right? So it goes back to doctor's office. They're still asking him the same thing. So Dr. Brad decides, you know what, I'm going to go the extra mile. So he transforms into all his family members and says something to Jared, trying to break him to reveal. All right, but the mistake he made was he didn't bring Simon. So he just said, you know what, everything is wrong, that he doesn't believe him. So he goes back to the room. So Emiko tells him, oh, don't believe everything you see. So in his mind, like, it's true, because he's a shapeshifter, so he could have changed into all his family members to try and break him. So he goes back again the next day and he says, okay, tell me again where you put the page and all of that. He's telling me he's not going to say that because he knows that it's not a Spiderwick. So where exactly is the page? So he's talking, goes like, okay, he has one more visitor and he brings in Simon. But he doesn't know it's Simon and he's going off on Simon, saying everything that he feels, saying it. But Simon goes like, it's me. Then that gives him that glass that Aunt Lucinda gave him. So he spies through it and he sees that it's actually Simon. But it's too late. Simon says, I always believed in you, trusted you, but seeing you like this, he's not interested and walks away. So the old guy looks at him and says, yes, that he knows that he knew that he wasn't all his family members, but he had one ace in his pocket, and that was Simon, and he has done that, and he figured out where the page was. So he lifted him up and broke his cast and found the page in his cast. So with the information on the page, he has gone back home now to try and revive the dragons and everything. So he goes. The next thing we see Simon coming to Spiderwick to talk to Malorie, and they're like, no. Malorie and Thimbletack, they're on him saying, no, he's a traitor, that they don't believe anything he says, blah blah blah. And I was like, no, the reason why he did that was trying to get information from Morgoth to use. That he has found something that can save those in coma, but they need a lot to help the town. So they're like, how are we supposed to believe? He said that's what he has been trying to do. He's always been with his family, but he just wanted Morgoth to trust him enough to reveal informations. All right, so we see that happening. So now the next scene is we see Helen talking to Dr. Brauer on the phone, saying, oh, asking how his session with Jared went. He goes like it was amazing. He had a breakthrough with Jared and all of that. So she goes like, okay, she's in the supermarket. What should she get? Blah blah blah. That says, okay, that first to get to his house, he will reward the person, blah blah. So she's excited, like, oh my god, should I do this? Should I do this? Should I do this? My dear, you're already doing it. Like, should I do this? But anyways, she goes into his house. It's dark, and she's wondering, okay, what's going on? She calls out Malorie. Sorry, she calls out Calliope, Simon. Nobody answers. So she goes into the fridge to try and get something to prepare while Dr. Brauer's on his way, not knowing that he was around the corner. I know, shocking. So then she sees something saying finger food, and she opens it. She sees fingers of people, and she's now shocked. She's trying to call her family, and as she's doing that, Dr. Brauer enters and says, yes, that she has found out his secret, that he can't let her go, that he really loves her and all of that. And I'm like, rah. So she's like, oh my god, so Jared was right all along. You guys were real black. My mind, I'm like, yeah, he has been right all along since, but you guys didn't take notice of that. So we see that ending, and I know that you're wondering, oh my god, what happens next? Is she going to be killed or not? But I can't tell you that till the next episode, which is the last episode. Then I can bring you in on what is happening. So don't forget, we're building our community one block at a time, and don't forget to subscribe, share, and comment. Please comment. I'm begging, comment, because I know now that those that have been watching, they're like, rah, I am gingered for this. So the same way I'm gingered, please be gingered. All right then, bye.